Once feared as apex predators capable of swallowing humans whole, pythons today are not only a source of highly sought-after exotic meat, but also a symbol of luxury fashion, generating billions of dollars for global industry. But did you know that around 3 million pythons are raised, harvested, and processed every single year? It all begins at thousands of carefully planned modern python farms, where these massive reptiles are fed, raised, and cared for under the close supervision of experienced handlers. Then, through a strictly controlled system, the pythons are transported to specialized processing plants, where skilled workers and advanced machinery work together to harvest not only the valuable meat and fat used in traditional medicine, but also the premium skin that fuels the global luxury fashion industry. Today, let's join Agriculture Insight as we follow the trail of this extraordinary reptile and discover how humans have transformed fear into a powerful economic opportunity. Right now, let's explore dangerous animals together. For millions of years, giant pythons, some reaching lengths up to 6 times that of an average adult human, have been among the most feared predators of the jungle, where each constricting coil delivers a silent death sentence. With long muscle fibers acting like living steel cables, every shallow breath of the prey only tightens the coils further, until bones snap, hearts stop, and life quietly fades away. Then, with jaws that can stretch far beyond the limits of ordinary anatomy, the python swallows the entire carcass whole. As apex predators, pythons not only dominate the food chain with their silent yet deadly hunting strategy, but also play a crucial role in regulating the populations of other animals, from rodents and wild boars to even young crocodiles. Not only that, pythons also possess an exceptional reproductive ability, turning wild python populations into relentless biological machines, with the number of wild pythons estimated at around 20 million individuals. Yet humans have never been ones to submit to such creatures. Today, out of more than 40 python species in the world, only 2, the Burmese python and the reticulated python, have been domesticated, turning millions of once mysterious reptiles into the foundation of a billion-dollar meat and leather industry. This dramatic transformation has now expanded to over 20 countries, including Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, and several African nations, with China leading the way, home to thousands of large-scale python farms and processing facilities concentrated mainly in its southern provinces. So what exactly makes pythons so highly sought after in the luxury market? In addition to its meat and fat, which are widely used in traditional food and medicine, python skin is highly coveted in the luxury fashion industry for its softness, natural flexibility, and uniquely unreplicable scale patterns, driving prices to over $100,000 for exclusive products from renowned brands like Yves Saint Clair, Hermes, Gucci, Prada, and Louis Vuitton. Despite being known as one of the most dangerous reptiles on the planet, a python's life begins from something surprisingly humble, a small egg. And from this small start comes an industrial process that's anything but simple. Between April and August, depending on the region, after a gestation period of 30 to 50 days, female pythons are moved into controlled enclosures designed to mimic natural conditions and stimulate the egg-laying process. At this stage, the mother python will choose a spot she instinctively considers the safest and coil her body tightly to begin laying her eggs. Each female can lay between 20 and 80 eggs per clutch, while exceptionally large individuals may produce over 100 eggs in a single reproductive cycle. Though non-venomous, the mother python, driven by strong maternal instincts, becomes extremely sensitive and aggressive during this period to protect her offspring. Therefore, farmers must collect the eggs within the first 1 to 2 hours after laying, using extreme caution and precision, both to ensure their own safety from potential attacks at any moment, and to minimize stress for the mother python as the eggs are carefully removed for incubation. After collection, the python eggs are placed in trays filled with moist sawdust or vermiculite, carefully positioned to protect the embryo's orientation. The most critical factors throughout the incubation process are maintaining a stable temperature of 30 to 31 degrees and relative humidity between 80 to 90%. Unlike many other reptiles, where incubation temperature can determine the sex of the offspring, a python's gender is already set at the moment of fertilization, locked into its chromosomes from the very beginning. One special feature is that python eggs have a soft shell due to the lack of a protective membrane. Therefore, after 50 to 70 days of incubation, farmers do not wait for the pythons to hatch naturally, as they would in the wild, but instead use surgical blades or scissors to cut the shells. This process not only ensures a uniform hatching rate, but also allows for sorting the hatchlings immediately after birth. Surprisingly, during the first 7 to 10 days, hatchlings do not eat at all. Their bodies survive entirely on the remaining yolk sac. After that, they begin feeding every 5 to 7 days on small frozen prey, such as newborn mice, chicks, or specially prepared processed feed. If you raise pigs, they require 5 to 6 months to reach market size. Pythons, however, grow rapidly, reaching commercial length and weight in just 2 to 3 months, allowing them to quickly enter the fattening phase in separate enclosures. There are 2 critical factors in this phase. First, reptiles are highly sensitive to their living environment, so python enclosures must be carefully designed to mimic natural conditions, maintaining a stable temperature between 28 to 32 degrees Celsius and a high humidity level ranging from 70 to 90%. Secondly, pythons require a significantly higher nutritional intake during this phase, consuming 2 to 3 times more food compared to the previous stage, to support rapid weight gain and optimal skin development for commercial purposes. Unlike other livestock that require daily feeding, pythons are typically fed every 7 to 14 days, with each meal amounting to approximately 10% of their body weight per feeding. Despite being domesticated over many generations, the predatory instinct of these reptiles remains extremely strong. Therefore, farmers must use tongs or specialized tools to feed the pythons, because with just a moment of carelessness, a human arm could become the meal instead of the prepared food. After 2 to 3 years of patient care, when the python reaches a length of 3 to 5 meters and a weight of 10 to 20 kilograms, it is finally time for the farmers to harvest their long-awaited reward. In the standardized industrial python processing procedure, the first step is to immobilize the python, with the most common method being the use of a rubber or wooden mallet to stun the animal, ensuring the safety of the handlers and preventing violent reflexive reactions that could be dangerous. Interestingly, the nervous system of reptiles operates based on spinal reflexes, so it typically takes about 5 to 10 minutes for the python to completely stop twitching, tail thrashing, or even constricting tightly if it was coiled beforehand. Once the python's body has reached a completely motionless state, workers proceed to make a long, sharp, and continuous incision along the python's body, starting from the underside of the jaw all the way down to the tip of the tail. Have you ever wondered why, despite such a long incision, pythons don't bleed as much as other animals? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Immediately after the incision, A physical separation process is carried out by gently pumping clean water into the subdermal layer at low pressure to loosen the skin from the underlying flesh. At this point, the python is hung vertically to take advantage of gravity, allowing the skin to slide off gradually in a smooth and even motion. Workers carefully peel the skin off centimeter by centimeter, using precise techniques to avoid tearing or leaving any flesh attached. Even a small scratch can reduce the value of the skin by hundreds of dollars, especially for skins longer than 3 meters, which are highly sought after in the luxury fashion industry. After the skin is removed, the python meat is carefully separated. Python meat has an ivory white color, with long, firm muscle fibers and a high protein content, but low fat, offering a mild, slightly gamey flavor that is often compared to a cross between chicken and fish. In the market, it is typically sold at prices ranging from $10 to $20 per kilogram, with strong demand in China, Vietnam, Thailand, and various Southeast Asian countries, or at even higher prices in nations where python meat is considered a rare delicacy. And it doesn't stop there. Unlike pork or beef fat, python fat exists in the form of small, soft, and slippery lumps, which are collected and processed into traditional medicinal oils, balms, and skincare products used to treat skin conditions, burns, and joint pain. But that's only half of the journey, because the crown jewel of the python, its skin, will continue through specialized processing to become luxury fashion products for world-renowned brands like Hermes, Gucci, Prada, and Louis Vuitton. Fresh python skin is highly susceptible to decay if not treated immediately. That's why one of the oldest preservation techniques developed by humans thousands of years ago is salt curing. This stage lasts 24 to 48 hours, allowing the salt to absorb moisture, eliminate the fishy odor, and prevent bacterial growth, with a thick layer of salt about 2 to 3 centimeters covering the entire surface of the skin. After the salting process and thorough rinsing, the skin officially enters the tanning phase, a crucial process that transforms the fragile raw hide into a durable, supple material, with a lifespan that can extend up to 30 years. The entire process is carried out in an industrial tanning drum, where python skin is evenly soaked in tanning agents such as chromium sulfate or transparent plant-based compounds for 6 to 8 hours, allowing the chemicals to penetrate deep into each collagen fiber through the principle of diffusion. After the tanning process, python skin moves on to the dyeing stage. Today, there are 2 preferred dyeing methods: fashion dyeing with bold, trendy colors, or preserving the skin's natural tones, highly valued by the luxury market for its one-of-a-kind patterns. After dyeing, the python skin undergoes another round of drum processing to soften the leather and infuse conditioning oils. Together with tanning and dyeing, these are the 3 core steps that create the distinctive natural gloss of genuine python leather, something synthetic embossed leather can never replicate. Next, the python skins are removed from the conditioning oil baths and carefully laid out on glass panels or flat tables. Skilled artisans use rubber squeegees to evenly spread the surface, pushing out air bubbles, pressing the oil deep into each collagen fiber, and removing excess oil. Afterward, the skins are left to rest for an additional 6 to 12 hours, allowing the oil to fully penetrate the structure and the surface to stabilize before moving on to the final finishing steps. And the creation of multicolored python skins usually begins with surface spray coloring, a common method used for mass-market python leather products. However, for python leather destined for the luxury fashion segment, craftsmanship is elevated to an entirely new level through the hand-brushing technique. Skilled artisans use fine brushes to meticulously apply dyes directly onto each individual scale, highlighting the natural patterns, adding depth, and artfully blending color gradients from subtle fades to bold contrasts. This handcrafted process transforms each skin into a one-of-a-kind piece of art, custom-tailored to meet the exclusive requirements of luxury fashion houses. Going deeper into the heart of the process, artisans use high-speed polishing wheels, rotating at 1,500 to 3,000 revolutions per minute to gently buff the surface of the python skin, bringing out the sharp definition of the scales and creating a natural, glossy effect. This step is absolutely critical because polishing not only brightens the surface, but also softens the edges of the leather and removes any excess oil or residue left on the scales from previous treatments. After polishing, the python skins are passed through an automated finishing spray system, where a fine protective coating is evenly applied to enhance gloss, stabilize color, and protect the surface, preparing the skins for final grading and export. In a world where everything is ranked, python skins are no exception. They are graded into levels, from flawless, premium skins priced up to $500 per square meter, to mid-tier selections, and lower grades starting at just $50, typically used for handicrafts or small accessories. After grading, hundreds of thousands of python skins are carefully rolled and stored in climate-controlled warehouses before being exported to major fashion capitals around the world, including Italy, France, the United States, and Japan. But before transforming into luxury items like handbags, wallets, shoes, or high-end watch straps, each python skin must pass rigorous quality inspections and obtain a CITES permit, ensuring legal and sustainable trade in the global market. With its soft, flexible yet durable texture and sharp, well-defined scale patterns, python leather offers a lighter, more versatile alternative to crocodile leather, while still retaining its distinct sense of luxury and artisanal artistry. The process of crafting python leather into bags, shoes, and wallets is a seamless blend of fine craftsmanship and meticulous detail management, meeting the most demanding standards of the world's wealthiest and most discerning clients. From fearsome jungle predators to coveted symbols of luxury, pythons have undergone a remarkable transformation, becoming the heart of a billion-dollar industry where nature, craftsmanship, and fashion converge.